This week in the Regency, it's fashions for March. And today we're looking at La Belle Aseemblée. Let's just get straight into it, shall we? Our first print is a walking dress, a round dress of jaconet muslin. So to remind you, that's muslin. It's very smooth, made high to the throat, so we're still at winter, and rather longer in the waist than last month. We're starting to see the slight change from the Empire line. Long sleeves gauged at the wrist about an inch. So if you look at the image there, you can see that we're talking about a bit of cuff. The sleeve is left about 2 inches in length from the gauging and is edged with fine, narrow lace. The collar, which is made tight to the neck, is also edged with lace to correspond. A very rich embroidery goes round the bottom of the dress. So far so good, but we seem to be ignoring the main element of the costume, which is the bonnet and the shawl. So what does it say about that? The Huntley bonnet and scarf, for which we refer our readers to the plate, that is, it's too complicated to explain, have a very elegant effect. They are composed of rich twilled plaid rather than tartan, sarcenet. The scarf is 3 yards in length. It is a straight piece and is disposed according to the taste of the wearer. A beautiful prince's plume ornaments the bonnet, very pale tan slippers and gloves. So I went looking for why it's called a Huntley bonnet and scarf, and I found this man. The Huntley, of Huntley, it's the Gordon family, and it's the Gordon family tartan, and that's why it's called a Huntley bonnet and scarf. Here is an image of one of the Gordons. Again, the source of the dance name, the Gay Gordons, a very old and illustrious and prominent Scottish family. So far so good. And then we have our second piece. And this is called, interestingly, a second morning dinner dress. Now, we don't have a first morning dinner dress. So what that means there, the second morning, is the period after you come out of your blacks. So this is about a dress that you wear after the most strict mourning period is over. Well, that's very interesting. Why should we have that? But nonetheless, I guess people need it. Half dress of French grey crepe. So French grey is a light grey over a white satin slip, which is slightly embroidered around the bottom with grey chenille. That's tufts, little tufts. The half dress is sloped so as to be about 1/4 of a yard longer behind than in front, and is richly embroidered in white silk round the bottom, which has a very elegant effect. The body à la chemise, which goes round the bosom, which is cut very low, and the back of the neck. The sleeves are extremely tasteful. They are composed of grey crepe on white satin and are gauged at a distance of about 2 inches all down. Each gauging is finished with a row of pearl, and 2 rows of pearl at about 2 inches distance finish the sleeve at the bottom. Bonnet of French grey crepe turned up on one side and slouched on the other, ornamented with a very long white feather, white crepe fan, bracelets, necklaces, and earrings of pearl, white kid gloves, and shoes. Now, what's crepe? Crepe can be made of a number of different fabrics, but in this case it would have been silk. And it's a particular weave which is dull. So where the jaconet muslin is polished to give it a little bit of a sheen, crepe, the method of weaving in crepe gives it a dull surface, and then it's not fulled to shine afterwards. And this is important in mourning. So the traditions of mourning mean that you're not to be shiny. You don't wear jewels. You don't wear diamonds or coloured stones at all. You can wear pearls, nice, tasteful and white. And in your second mourning period, you can wear colours like grey, lilac, lavender, not mauve, because mauve in the 19th century was a different colour to the colour we think of as much brighter purple. Um, and you can wear ornaments that are white or black for the serious period of mourning, but in half mourning you can wear pearls, for example. So I thought, well, that's interesting that we have this mourning dress, and interesting to see what they consider a mourning dress. And then I went on to the general observations about fashion, which follow the fashion plate in La Belle Aseemblée. We had prepared for our fair readers a copious account of several very elegant novelties, which had fallen under our observation since last month, when, just as we were about to commit our labours to the press, the order for 6 weeks' mourning has compelled us to lay them aside for the present, as we must indispensably place before our fair readers the various forms in which the customary suits of solemn black may be worn with the most grace and propriety. So I went, oh, who died? So when you have something like the order for 6 weeks' mourning, that's coming typically from the court. So I went off to try and find out who had died, because it's not anywhere in La Belle Aseemblée. And it took me a while, but I did indeed find that the orders were given on the 14th of February, and La Belle Aseemblée comes out about the same time. So they must have really scurried to change that copy in it. Orders were yesterday issued for the court going into mourning on Thursday on account of the death of the Queen's brother, the Duke of Mecklenburg-Strelitz. This is who he was. Why do people care? She had a lot of siblings, and they all died at various times. This is Queen Charlotte's brother. Why is the British court going into mourning for him? They didn't, I don't think, when her other brother died. So it turns out that he actually came to England with her. He was her younger brother. He came with her when she came to marry George III. So that was in the 1760s. And he stayed for most of the time. He went back to Germany for some times, but mostly he stayed. And as you can see from this painting by Zoffany, he was involved with the family. That's him on the left in the circle. And the other circle is Queen Charlotte. So this is somebody that everybody knew, is the point. And it's moreover somebody that the many children of George III had grown up with as their uncle. And so 6 weeks mourning was declared. And how nice for us that La Belle Aseemblée then goes on to tell us, what does that mean for you? What do you have to wear? And they go through a lot of discussion about this. But I'm going to bring it down to you. It's like 2 pages long. What they're saying is you can take that, the second plate, this one, you can take that as a guide for the kinds of things that you can wear except black overdress. For evening dress, white crepe with black ornaments or grey crepe with black ornaments will be universal. The form, we understand, will be that of a simple frock, diversified with draperies which are mostly square or by bias-cut pieces of crepe put on according to the taste of the wearers. And it is inconceivable what variety our tasteful belles contrive to give to their appearance by the introduction of these draperies, which on a graceful form are irresistible. So if you don't look any good, it's your fault. The style of the undress, and so that's not evening wear, will be the same as we have described, like this picture, except that the apron, which is the bit over the top, will be composed of white crepe and the dress will be trimmed with white love. I have no idea what white love is. If anybody knows, I've been trying to find out, but I just can't find it. I imagine it's a kind of gathering of lace or something. The dinner dress of black crepe over white satin is truly elegant. So what we're seeing here is advice on how to basically turn what you've already got into mourning wear. And what is clear is that for court mourning, unlike for personal mourning, like if your husband died, black and white is fine. So almost everybody had white dresses. White evening wear was the norm. And what they're saying is, okay, so you just have your plain white dress and then you put something else over it. So you can wear pure white and it's okay as long as you're not wearing coloured stones, diamonds, that kind of thing. That's okay. If you want to wear jewelry, jet ornaments. So pearls are okay, but jet ornaments will be adopted by some elegantes, and in half dress, nothing else can be worn. So half dress is not evening wear. Jet is a kind of stone. It's jet black. That's where that phrase comes from. It's exactly the same chemical composition as coal. So it's really black. It's compressed. It's coal that's been compressed into a stone, effectively. And it can be polished. So once it's cut, and can't facet it, but most jet ornaments are en cabochon. They're rounded. And you can carve it really well. And so jet ornaments have been traditionally mourning jewelry for a long time. It reaches its peak in the Victorian period, but basically black. You can wear a black necklace, you can wear a black comb in your hair. So we have this sense that what you do effectively is you have your white underlings and then you have black on top. Mantles and mantlets of black cloth trimmed with crepe are very general. Of these, the Prussian wrap is highest in estimation, and it goes on and on and on about, the Prussian wrap for like half a column. Quite a long description of it, in fact. I suspect that Mrs. Bell, who has been cheated out of her proper fashion plates this month, has got some of those to sell. They're still pushing her as the plates to go. So what we're looking at then is if you want to go into mourning for the court on orders from, in this case, the Queen, because the King was not any longer in a position to give orders, being incarcerated for his health. The Queen would have issued the order. If you are going to follow the order, you can wear your white dresses and then have black shawls, black draperies that you bring together as your fashion sense suggests, according to La Belle Aseemblée. You can't wear stones, you can't wear colours. You can wear black and white, black or grey and white. Although grey and white one suspects is going to be for the later period, where the second mourning comes in, just after the 6 weeks are over. And I just feel really sorry for the debutantes, I mean, yes, most of them will have white dresses, but probably the Queen's drawing rooms would have been postponed. And they all would have had day dresses that were coloured, there were so many nice colours in at that time. For debutantes, rose, pomona green, cerulean blue, some really pretty pastels. And even for perhaps a young matron making her first society appearance, some lovely kind of burnt oranges and russets and some really lovely colours, winter colours for them. And we're coming into the season at this point, Parliament's back. And all those dresses have to be put aside for at least 6 weeks, maybe longer if the court then applies half mourning. So I feel really sorry for those girls. What about men? Men had it much easier. They wore a black neckcloth instead of a white one, a black cravat. They wore a black armband on their normal suit, and black gloves. Everybody was in black gloves. That was, unless it was an evening wear, in which case it was. As La Belle Aseemblée tells us, plain black or white slippers and fans are universal. And when one wears gloves, they would be either white gloves for evening or black gloves for going out during the day. So now we know what to wear if we need to go into court mourning. And the people who go into court mourning would be all of those people that we think of as society, because no one would want to admit that they're not associated with the Court of St. James. That's this week in the Regency. This time next week, I'll be on a plane heading off, and I will be bringing you little updates as I find things that I think you will be interested in. So I'll see you there. Don't forget to subscribe, so then you'll get all the updates.